Namaste and welcome to another edition of the Bharatvaarta Weekly. I'm sorry we didn't put out a weekly last week. I hope you missed us. Anyway, we're back and this weekly is meaty for sure, right? We had the successful launch of the Chandrayaan. Then Prime Minister Modi is in France and a bunch of diplomatic progress on that end. The NCP has joined NDA in Maharashtra. India beat the West Indies in cricket. And we had the unfortunate case of the Delhi floods, which seems to be continuing. All of this and more on this Bharatvaarta Weekly. Here is where we discuss all of the news and events of the week that was in a calm and sensible way. I have with me Abhishek Paul and Nirav Kanodra, your regular panelists, to talk us through all of the events. Hey Abhishek, hey Nirav, how's it going?
All good.
All great. Yeah.
All right, fantastic. Let's start with some positive news. ISRO's Chandrayaan 3, India's third moon-based mission, was launched from the Satish Dhawan Space Center in Sriharikota at 2:35 p.m. on Friday, July 14th. The lander will take 42 days to reach the moon and demonstrate various capabilities, including a soft landing on the lunar surface using a lander and a rover coming out of the lander to study the surface of the moon. If ISRO pulls off this mission successfully, India will join an exclusive list of just three other countries that have managed a soft landing on the moon: the United States, the erstwhile Soviet Union, and most recently China. Guys, were you holding your breath for the launch and everything? I mean, I certainly was, praying for a successful launch. Neerav, what do you think about this?
Yeah, totally. I was like looking forward to it. I think the last one, what India had done was we managed to get it to the moon, but the soft landing part was where we like lost contact. And on 23rd August, it is expected like so. First, it reaches lunar orbit. So, step one is you get out of Earth's orbit, then you reach into the lunar orbit, and then you will circle around the moon, and then slowly from there you enter into the on the surface of the moon closer to the south pole of the moon. I think that is one area, polar exploration. Second thing is if we get a rover over there which can communicate back, so we can see things. So I think it's a fantastic mission. A lot of people complain India should not be spending all so much money. Cost has been about 600 crore rupees for all equipment, and about like another 100 crore or 150 crore rupees for other revenue expenses. It is costing about 90 million US dollars, 90 or 100 million US dollars, right? That is like how much Hollywood movies are made in bigger budgets. If you even think about it, like 750 crores for 140 crore people, it is worth like 5 rupees per person. So this is also like any detractor saying about all of these things. And second, this is demonstrating India's capability. So we can launch satellites for other people. Our own improvement in science and technology and our own understanding is increased a lot. So there are huge spillover effects. And I would say that this makes all Indians and the Indian diaspora very proud of this achievement, right? And I think a lot of it is these kind of positive effects are useful in like this nation building and having greater confidence, and that kind of uplifts everyone. So this is like just remarkable achievement, but too soon. The launch has been a success. Phase two is entering lunar orbit, and then phase three is where the rover goes out ahead and collects data and transmits data back. That is still pending, but wish ISRO and all the scientists involved all the best. We'll keep following all of this till like we achieve success. Fingers crossed, we will achieve success. So
Yeah.
absolutely.
No, absolutely, and I hope we continue to pray. I mean, who can forget the scenes of Prime Minister Modi consoling K. Sivan, the ISRO chief, right, during Chandrayaan 2's failure? Definitely, let's pray and let's hope that this mission is successful through and through. And I also feel that over the next 5 or 10 years, India is going to have a massive space industry, right? What we've demonstrated, through all of these startups and whatnot as well. In fact, I mean, I think the Economist or someone had a very positive story on this for a change, right? The way we've been, launching satellites at a very cheap and efficient cost, right, is going to become very competitive. I think perhaps only SpaceX is more competitive than India at this point of time. Right, and the number of startups that have been coming up also, like former ISRO folks, former IISc folks, and so on, working on this stuff. We are going to see some real good action in this space, in the next maybe 5-10 years. And if you rewind maybe 2 years back, I mean, this whole Indian Space Association being formed with around 7 or 8 corporates as well, right? was a very encouraging sign, I think. Overall, great. I mean, this is fantastic. I mean, we have more interest in space, and I hope more kids look at this and aspire to become rocket scientists, right? Abhishek, any comments on this?
Yeah, I totally agree with both of you, right? Like we recently, some of us would have seen the show Rocket Boys, right, on Sony. Space exploration or rocket science, whatever you call it, it's one of those really inspirational lines of work, right, that give purpose and meaning to humanity in a larger way, right? And so the more people, young kids, get excited by these things and do their own, try to follow their own dreams in these areas is always going to be great for the nation, right? Moreover, I think it's important for India to, keep developing and continuing to progress in these areas, right? And Chandrayaan 2, while being sort of a small blip, right, in our progress, hopefully this will allow us, Chandrayaan 3 will allow us to get over that hurdle, and then, we can move on to even, bigger and better things as well in this field. So yeah, hopefully we get a positive outcome out of this time, and then on to much bigger things in the future.
Yeah. Congratulations to all of the scientists again. And hopefully, I mean, we will do a podcast on this. We'll have, I think, Alok back on the podcast, right? I mean, discussing some of this space tech and so on. All right, moving on in some geopolitical news. Last week, Prime Minister Modi was on a 2-day visit to France.